And again, I'm proud to be here in Sociedad Latina with an organization that's taken up such a noble effort as making sure that this cultural proficiency understanding is within our Boston public schools. We're in a school system now where the vast majority are non-white. 87% of the school's children are not white. 40% of them, about 40% of them are Latino, speak a different language at home other than English, and frankly have just a different culture and a different lifestyle than what mainstream America would have. And it's very important for the adults and the educators in the school system to understand that, to appreciate that, and to really learn how to deal with those differences in a positive way, to really understand that system. The last thing I'll say is that, I didn't say it in Spanish, I feel pretty bad at it, but frankly, if we're not really committed to ELL, English language learners, if we're not really committed to understanding cultural differences and all of what that means, then frankly, we're not really committed to closing the achievement gap. And we're not really committed to ending to lower the dropout rates. Because there's direct ties with both. And, the reason we call education a civil rights issue of our time is because of the achievement gap. It is because students who are Black or Latino, frankly, are just not doing it as well as other students in the school system. And that's just not a good thing. As a young person, I went to the schools not speaking English. I picked up my English throughout life and throughout the school system. And as the only Latino on the Boston City Council, it's frightening to me to see what our dropout rates look like. It's frightening to me to see what's happening in our school system now, particularly with people who look like me, because they're supposed to be the next me. And if they don't receive that education, and if they aren't in a place that fosters their growth and supports their cultural identity and understands the difference in language, then frankly they won't finish school, as the stats prove, and they won't end up where any of us as adult professionals are. And so with that, I'm proud to be here today, and thank you for the time.
And 2 years ago, I brought my two sons. One is in Beethoven School, and the other one is in Humana. And I'm very, very concerned about the issue about cultural proficiency and how the teachers get to know the students. My son has been in the Humana for 2 years already. When he came from Mexico, he didn't know English at all. And then a few months ago, I went to the school and I was talking to his teacher, and she was so surprised that his first language is Spanish. She didn't know he speaks Spanish. And I was so like, I know he speaks English, but not that good. How is it that the teacher didn't even know that it's his first language? Is it because he's afraid to say he's Mexican and that he doesn't know how, he speaks not really good English or what? And it's just, I don't know. I can't find the answer to my question. So I would like to see the schools to ask more for our kids, because they have the potential to give more, and not just to be, they don't speak English very well and they can't give more. I know they can, and I would like to see that more.
And I believe, and my staff, my students hear me say this often, that the decision to have a child is the decision to forever have your heart walk outside of your body. And I take that very, very seriously, that there are parents and community members that trust me to lead a school to which they would send their children. And whatever the barriers are to academic success, whether it be language, whether it be if they're falling behind academically, it's my job to secure the necessary resources to ensure that they are successful. And schools cannot do that by themselves. So we are very fortunate to have a partnership with Sociedad Latina that continues to think about the challenges facing our students, and so willing to work in collaboration and tandem with our school staff so that we can do the very best job possible for all of us.
I work with a very talented and hardworking team of youth community organizers who, in partnership with the Gaston Institute, are creating a survey for Boston Public School high school students. Through this survey, we hope to find out more about the cultural climate of Boston Public Schools, both at the school level but also in the classes. How is culture tied to a student's Engagement, how is the engagement of parents tied to the cultural proficiency and access to the school and their teachers? So this will be worked on over the summertime and will be coming out in the later summer. We also plan to have focus groups with teachers. We are very interested in finding out what do teachers need to better serve their students. We understand that teachers, like community organizations, are absolutely invested in their students. They want to help their students be as successful as possible. So we're very excited to form a partnership there as well. And through these focus groups, this survey, we will eventually be making formalized recommendations to the school committee to provide cultural proficiency benchmarks that will be discussed.